What is up, you guys? This is the Dakine Urban Mission 23, all right? It's a solid option for any of you looking for an affordable bag. It comes in around $100. It's got a ton of organization. Let's get into it. This is a very solid $100 bag, okay? Not only from the looks, like I think it has like just a clean, nice look. By the way, it's available in a lot of different colors. Apparently the price changes depending on what the fabric is, but if you don't want to go for the tactical all black, I'm 5'10", 185 pounds, let's say. Comfortable straps, great, you know, a little bit of back padding with some mesh. The material here, they do not say what it is on their website, but it is, it's similar to like a Codra. No, I'm not saying Cordura. A Codra, like what the Peak Designs everyday bags are made out of. It's a little bit rigid, which is like, you can feel how water resistant it is, but it is a little bit rigid, not quite, like almost plasticky. But it's a very solid feeling material. You can tell it's gonna be resistant to like scrapes and tears and abrasions, and very weather resistant. Okay, there is lots of organization on this guy. Let's just go through some of the do-jobbies on here. First of all, you got these straps because you're a skateboarder, bro. Second of all, you've got these like little, these are some accessories, sort of lash straps right in here, which is great. Just on that one side, there's a couple other little clips and straps all over the place so that you can, like, I don't know, what do you, clip on your snowboard or something? Shaka, bro! Quick access pocket right here where I put my, a little piece of smell good stuff. I'll put a link to that below. And my glasses case. This is just quickie stuff. When I'm out and about, I'll throw my, like my Bluetooth earbuds in there, my phone if I don't want anything in my pocket. It's just good to have a quick access pocket. If you haven't used a bag with a quick access pocket before, it's like, a lot of times they come on the top. It's just one of those things. We call it external access on the bag. And it's basically your sixth pocket on your jeans, right? It's like right here. Then we've got double water bottle pockets. These are not my favorite mesh. This does not induce a lot of confidence. Also, this is not my favorite water bottle because the whole thing is wrapped in a tacky little condom, so it's like hard to get into stuff like this. I think these mesh will be fine for a while, but I think they'll lose their, they're very thin. Right? So this is where we're getting into that, like, oh yeah, it is $100 bag vibe. But they work fine for most of the time, right? You're looking for $100, you're looking to spend like only $100 on a bag, you're like, okay, I just need it to work for a little while. Which this, I think, will work for more than a little while. At least there's a lot of reasons why it should, but there's a few little places that might break down and then the bag's effectively worthless. Tell you about those in a second, all right? But first of all, you see these two zippers? This is one of those like 2-panel designs, okay? This is my main compartment back here, all right? It's big, it's beefy, it's got my laptop, my tablet, a little bit of organization inside. This one's a little thinner, and I'll show you what I do for that. I basically treat this like a really big pouch. I love bags like this. And in fact, I really like this way of setting up a bag for modern life, because this one for me becomes like a big pouch. Like I would normally have this stuff in a pouch inside the main compartment, but it's nice to keep that in its own separate compartment away from that, because it just gives you the ability to have stuff in one compartment that you need, but you may not need as much as like, or as often or something like that. It's just nice to keep things, I want to say organized, but for some reason segregated comes to mind. Don't segregate your gear, organize your gear. So I've just got my Apple keyboard and mouse, and then my Roost stand. I'll put links to these below. I don't know if you're an Apple person. Listen, I know there's other companies that make computers, but I've just been an Apple person for a really long time, and the ecosystem is so good to me. Case in point are these this thing and this thing. It's like you charge them up once, you never have to think about it again. Every once in a while they're like, hey, could you give us a charge when you get a chance? And you like plug it into the same thing that you charge your phone with, and within like 25 minutes they're all like loaded up for the next like 6 months. And then this Roost stand means that I can get my computer up, right? It just opens like this, and it's collapses to something super compact, but then my laptop goes angle like this, and then the screen is up. So my neck goes from here to here. Then that's why I have the keyboard and the mouse. But then just goes away like that. Then the other thing I have in here is just, you can see there's a little mesh zippered pouch. So I had my mouse and then this guy in there. This is my little ceremonial smoke pouch, a little bit of cannabis, some Palo Santo, you know, sometimes you just got to get your head right. So this pouch right here, I'm calling it a pouch because like that's kind of stuff would be like in a pouch in any other bag that doesn't have a dual compartment like this. So I'm glad it's got the dual compartment. Then going into the main compartment, you can see these zips like around this semicircle edge. They actually move pretty good. The fabric itself, like I said, is kind of plasticky. It might be the wrong word for it, but you feel a rigidity to it, you know, and it's not tacky like a silicone or rubber. It's just sort of like almost kind of harsh, like just robust, you know? Plasticky. When you touch this, you'll be like, oh yeah, plasticky kind of works. But you'll see that the zippers move really well. Speaking of which, I like these zipper pulls. I think they're extremely nice. They're really minimal, tiny little paracord with a sort of, you know, one of those plastic things that you burn and then it shrinks up, but it's good quality. It feels good. And that little knot at the end is great for gripping and ripping. And then it's not like really loud otherwise. More on the zippers in just a second. Okay, so then we can fold this guy down and show you a little bit of what's inside. Nothing over here, just a blank guy. That this is potentially a place for like a little mesh pocket, you know, but they do have quite a bit of organization. I got my Studio Neat tote book, which I think is the best, and their Mark I pen. I'll link in the description below at this time code to my favorite notebooks and pens. Sometimes it's valuable to get fussy about that stuff. Sometimes it's not. Just get one of those, you know, like those composition notebooks you get at like Rite Aid. Come on, that's satisfying, right? But sometimes you need to like, you know, you need to get a Moleskine or something that you feel grown up in or something. Now, at the bottom of the bag, I'm a modular guy. I like to pack into little pouches. So I have everything that I need, but it's organized. It's not flumping all over the bag. Flumping, look it up. But before I show you those, laptop compartment, 15-inch back here, it is a little tight to get my MacBook in and out of. It fits perfectly. It's not pulled off it's pulled off the bottom of the bag, but just a little bit. So it's suspended a little bit. So depending on what you have in the bag, it can be totally fine protection or not. So you're not gonna be like hucking this bag around with your laptop in it. But it's, you know, it's got a decent little padding in it, padding on the bottom, padding on the sides. There's padding on the back of the bag, but nothing rigid. You can see that this is one quick place to improve the carry of this bag. It's just a nice rigid thing here that would also protect the laptop a little bit more. Then you have this panel, which is a perfect spot for my iPad 11-inch, and it's got a little fleece lining, you know, which is cute. I got my Apple Pencil in there as well. I'll put links to those below and live on those things. Okay, then my pouches inside. Besides the pouches, also just my my MacBook charger, which I tend to just leave loosey-goosey in here because in the main compartment, all I have is 2 pouches and this. So I know this is in there. I don't have to look. I can just search around and find it with my fingers. That's some next level carry stuff I know a lot of you are naturally doing. Because some bags you can't really see very well. This is darkness. So you're going in by your hand. That's why I like this. If I know what 3 things these are, by the time I touch one of them, I know what it is. Because there's only 3 things in there. It's a little tip. You can do with it what you will. It's like not that important, you know what I mean? There's a little mesh doojobby on this guy too. Just in the back, just want you to know about that. Let me show you these pouches just really quick. Brown Buffalo Porter Pen couch. This is what I use for sort of my like catch-all for everything. Mostly snacks. Snack bars. Look at this. Super fat. This is epic. It's like a protein, fatty coconut oil, macadamia oil, like almond butter. They have a bunch of different kinds, but it tastes kind of good and it's just fat. Like it's like a little shot of fat. And I don't know if you know this, but fat's super good for you when you're not living a sedative lifestyle. So shout out to Superfat for sending me some of those. Also go like a macro bar, but like my favorite, like Choco Love chocolate. As long as I'm not in hot places, I can have one of these in my bag. And dark chocolate just, man, it just feels good. You're stuck on the tarmac waiting for, this is your captain speaking. Looks like our engine fell out of the plane. That's crazy. We're going to be here for a little while while they bolt this thing back in, see if we can turn it back on. So just hold your places and we'll get you on the road here as soon as possible. Thank you. Nothing worse than being in that mode and not having like a snack. And specifically like the dark chocolate in that moment is like, is such a delight. I feel it's such a luxury. Love that pouch. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And then the Manal. This is the Manal Tool Case XL. So this is like kind of a burly, crazy guy, but I get to keep everything in it. I've got my PXC 550s Bluetooth headphones that, for me, won the death match. I'll put a link in the description below. I did a Bluetooth headphone death match where I compared all the top ones. And I landed on these. I've got the OmniCharge 20 Plus, which I'm testing out, which is epic. You charge up your everything with it. It's a big old battery. It's got a screen. You've got 2 USBs. You got a USB-C. You got the charging for my phone. And anything that just like you put it on top of there, it has the like key charger. What was that? QI? What? I don't know. Video coming on that soon. In here, spare hard drive, my Glyph Atom RAID, which I use for all my video editing and stuff. I'll link to that in the description below. Love that thing. A little, MacBook Pro, so you gotta have the dongle. Then up here, you got just a couple undies pouches. These are the cords that I need for this. When I'm charging this, I plug it in via USB micro, and then I can listen while it's charging. That's so sick. And then like the headphone cable for that if I need to plug it into something headphone. Then in here, I've got just a bunch of cables. One of the greatest things about this is it has a little divider inside of here so I can keep stuff completely out of sight, but know that I always have it. So right up on front, I can have the things that I want to see. And then behind, it's just all those cables. And it doesn't look too messy. So that's the Manal Toolcase XL. It's all like padded and nice, and for a bag like this, it's perfect because you can just throw it in. You've got what you need. I've got a bunch. You saw how much stuff's in there, but it's all in one little pouch, right? So when I get to the cafe, pull out my computer, pull out what I need. If I need my headphones, zip this open, grab those really quick, and I'll put it right back inside. Or if I have enough space, leave it out on the table in front of me. Okay, so this bag has lots of great organization. Thanks, Dakine. You did a killer job with the how this thing is set up. And ultimately, I think it's a great size. This is, they say it's 23 liters. It's just perfect size. It doesn't look too weird on my body. I think on a lot of bodies, it's gonna fit. I know some of you bigger dudes. I've been talking with some bigger dudes. He's like, hey man, can you review bigger bags? Because little bags look funky on my body. I see that hand. Yes. All right, let's get on that at some point. I do have a smaller bag page. I'll link below in the description below to the compact daily carry. I know some of you want like a really small one that can look good with business attire or something like that. And I've got a business backpacks page, so I'll link to both of those in the description below. But I don't have like the large bag page. I have travel bags and then hybrid travel bags. I mean, you should check out the hybrid travel bag page. I'll put a link in the description right now. Now, the zippers are YKK number 8, which is YKK is a great zipper, but I feel like the 8 is just too small for this. I love, hold that thought, Evergoods makes this bag, which is really simple. They also make their CPL 24, which I don't have here with me, which is a little more boxy. This one's their half zip, something. And it just has one compartment. So this has it this has 2 compartments, but every material here and the size and the design of this thing is just sensational. I'll link to my review on this right now in the description below. It's not as much of an organization zealot as this one. It's more clean, minimal, and set up for modular packing like this, but it actually has some of my favorite organization for like a daily carry. But the reason why I'm bringing it out is this number 10. YKK number 10. I mean, using this bag, like everything about this just feels denser and more quality. This feels decent for $100. This is pretty crazy, but like I think this is only like 150. I don't know. I think it's less than $200. So I personally would go like the elastic on this, for example, is just not gonna wear out. Like this is gonna last for a long time. Anyways, you gotta check out the video on this one. The reason why I'm bringing it up, YKK number 8 is just like, it's just a little too, I don't know, man. It's just a little too small feeling for me. But you can grip it and rip it quite a bit because it is YKK. Okay, let's compare this to a few others. You already saw the Evergoods half zip. What else do I have? Tombin Cynic, okay? Totally different look. This is the 20 liter, I think, or is it 22? I love this little size. This is one of the sickest bags. It's definitely more money than this, but it will last a lot longer than this. You can just feel by the way the stitching's done over here, by all of this stuff, it's like, this is killer for $100. This is never gonna let you down, right? That's the kind of thing that for me, I'm listening to because it's nice to spend that money one time and never have to spend it again on the same bag. All your organizations on the front, you've got a ton of organization and then actually surprisingly large capacity. All these huge number 10 YKK zips with the AquaGuard seal. Laptop compartment in the back for smaller laptops. I use a cache inside for my bigger one. Check out my link in the description below at this time code for that video because it's a good bag. Brown Buffalo Conceal. This is the 19 liter, okay? Much less organization in its own way, but much more robust construction. And I feel like just a very clean, simple, sort of like classy look. You got a big zipper on the front. You've got number 10 YKK around the outside and some organization inside. Check the link to this one in the description below. Air Fit Pack. All right, this is the X-Pack version. Similar in that we have our back panel for organization. Okay, and lots of great tech organization in here and great materials as well. This definitely feels a little more solid, the liner and stuff like that. But you have your back like tech spot and then your front is like almost like a duffel. It's got a bunch of space. You can throw like your water bottle, your gym shoes go in the bottom down here. It's got a shoe compartment that like, you know, keeps all your dirt away from your... And finally, check out these two, okay? Number one, the Topo Core Pack. I love this thing for the price, like $129, made from excellent materials and huge YKK number 10 all the way around. Very comfortable, two massive water bottle pockets that are made out of Cordura stuff. It's not Cordura, but it's something like Cordura. A little bit of organization, link in the description below. Love that bag. One of my current like favorites and the highest recommended for daily ramblers. Then in that same boat, the Green Room 136, excuse me, Rainmaker. This one does this is one of the only ones that I have that also does that multiple panel thing, okay? You've got your back panel, you've got your main compartment here, and then your front compartment, which actually has a bunch of space. A little more boxy on our look, made with great materials. Gonna last a lot longer than this, my hunch is. But you know, not that this isn't gonna last a while. I'll put a link in the description below at that one. And you know, this is definitely going on my 100, you know, bags under $100. Like this is a solid bag. You'll be stoked for it because it looks slick and it's got solid organization. Where's it gonna like let you down is in like the little interactions. You won't like to use the handle that much. I bet some like little stitching, bags like this, once one little stitching thing starts to fray, the bag can start looking really ratty. Okay, y'all, that is the Dakine and a bunch of other bags. Thanks for watching. I know you have a lot of options when you fly the friendly skies of YouTube. Hey, while you're here, listen, you need to know something. I'm giving away a bunch of free bags. We're doing a huge giveaway of gear. And the only way you can get entered to win is if you go to the link at the time code right now and enter to win. Once you're on for good, and then you're entered into all the giveaways that we're doing. And we've got one coming up when we pass 75,000 subscribers, which is soon, okay? Also, as always, Conscious Cannabis, link in the description below for some resources from me. Also, what's the other one? Workwithchase.com. If you need a little like coaching, or you need a little business partnering, or you need a little like conversation, you could check that out at workwithchase.com. And then, you know, finally, let's take this relationship to the next level. Come find me on Instagram and let me woo you with my Instagram stories of sunsets and favorite music. Lots of music that you definitely need to hear. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.